Okay. If I don't go now, I'm not gonna go at all. Uh,
Just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gonna make you understand. Hi.
who are you and what are you doing in my world?
And now that you stopped hitting me, welcome to Truly Bedrock.
In my defense, you were in my place. So the hitting was justified. Just gonna throw that out there. But also, thank you. Very lovely.
Yeah, I have alarmed the rest of the whitelist on the entire situation.
Okay.
But because
I mean-
you are, well, you, Jessie, I think they won't mind if I just let you loose on the server. You want a little tour of the place?
Yes, that would be helpful, because this is not a part of the world I understand.
More or less, and this is where we're gonna prosecute you once I can gather the rest of the server members to figure out what to do with you.
How am I the bad guy? You invaded my area, and I'm the bad guy. I still think that that's shenanigans. We're just gonna act like that's not a problem. That moon is falling. That's gonna kill everyone. You realize that, right?
Well, we were really alarmed about it at first. But then this whole, having two currencies thing happened, and everybody was too busy to care.
No. That is problem number one. That should be your focus. What is wrong with this server, with this realm, that is not an issue?
It's fine. We had some asteroids, like moon chunks, landing and crashing. It's fine. Let's go. I'm gonna show you one of the sites. It's, you're gonna see it for yourself, you're gonna chill. See? It's perfectly fine.
Okay, I officially think that you guys are crazy. How? In what universe is this okay?
It's okay because this used to be Foxy's base. I'm gonna drop you off, okay, not here, this is just, this is the smallest one. Up here, for now, for the time being. Feel free to help yourself to any of the, tavern and that kind of stuff. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ask the rest of the server about what we should do about a crazy forest lady I found that claims to be the actual owner of the entire world and also was held captive by illagers.
That doesn't sound very good for me.
It does sound kind of asinine, but then again the moon is falling, so...
Yeah, fair.
This series kind of has been falling apart for a while now. We saw this coming. Yeah.
Well, thank you for the hospitality.
No problem. Hopefully we won't execute you too much. Bye. So that's a new one, folks. Apparently there's been this whole time a player on this server. And she claims that she's the one who created it, and also she's been basically inactive this whole time. Wow. Gotta keep track of this stuff somehow at this point. Because frankly, we've been... She's right. We've been not solving the moon crisis whatsoever this whole time. Way too preoccupied in our little squabbles, in our little, economy stuff, and in the, obviously, acquisition of money. But, I mean, can you blame us? The moon hasn't exactly done anything bad so far, it just blew up Foxy's base, that's kind of minor. So, yeah, still though, she's right, we need to finally start figuring this stuff out, and I personally think it's up to me to keep track of all the stuff that's been happening lately. So, today, for the actual, episode part of the episode, let's go into the, into the council and claim ourselves a little walk area to kind of operate out of. It's about time I got myself somewhere I can live in, and I feel a little workspace, a little work cabinet would be a really nice idea for me. So how are we gonna do this? Well, I don't want to be on the first floor because it's kind of, you know, basementy in here. Meanwhile, the second floor has really nice big windows, and I'm pretty sure... No, that's the third one. This one. I'm pretty sure no one else would mind because only people who are also here are villagers. That part, by the way, is where the villagers are under, so this is where I would constantly hear their so I don't want to be here, per se. This, on the other hand, has a nice giant wall, has big beautiful windows, and just enough room for activities that I can probably claim my own. So I think I will tune in this wing into my personal area. Maybe make myself a bedroom, maybe make myself a studio to walk out of, maybe make myself, you know, just a writing desk where I can work on the new issues of the Truly Bedrock Herald. Which, yeah, we will have to report on all of this kind of stuff. We got a new member, for crying out loud. People deserve to know. Especially since I need them to help me decide what we're gonna do with her. So, yeah, first and foremost, we need to create a stairway upwards. So let's get down to business. And let's create, well, the stairway upwards. So my immediate reaction was obviously to make something like this. And it's a stairway, you can walk on it, it's functional. But... mind you, it doesn't line up for crap. Look at this. What is this? What? No. No. This cannot do. For a grand stairway, it is so not grand. We're gonna do something different. And by that, I mean we're gonna make a bendy one. How bendy, I hear you ask? Well, so bendy, we're gonna need an ink machine or some crap like that. Alright. First and foremost, I wanted to start over here because then you come in and see, it actually lines up. So it continues the motif of stepping into the area, kind of deepening it by one block. Next, we will basically continue with it for, I don't know, what? 3 blocks? 2 blocks? How many? There we go. Then I think we'll continue it for like 3 blocks, and we're gonna tune it. We're gonna tune it good, because of course we're gonna. So let's see, we got 3 blocks there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks that way. Might not look as good as I'm hoping. Might not look as good as I'm hoping, but at the same time, who really cares? It's still better than the alternatives. But we could also push it 1 block this away and win ourselves 1 block of elevation. So let's do that instead and see how it looks. Wow, that looks pretty alright actually. It has a little bit of a fault in it, like a little faulty, because this little platform is only 1 block wide. But I'm not bothered because, well, I'm also 1 block wide. I'm not too fat in this game, not like in real life. So, the only problem with this stairway right now is that it basically takes up half the room. And it only takes up 1/3 of the room up here. So, that's alright, that's fine, that's good even. That's actually a very good stairway to room ratio, if you ask me. Now, how do we get to the 3rd story? Is a whole other game. There we go. How do we get to the 3rd story, which is essentially the attic? Is its whole own story. First and foremost, this is an attic, so I don't think it will make sense for a grand stairway to lead up here. And at the same time, I'm not bothered. Not really. I want my cabinet, my study, to be up here, and I want it to utilize these 2 windows. So I'm guessing we'll be segregating it somewhat like this, leaving this area for a corridor. And that actually gives us even more rooms to walk around. basically we can do and then to 90°, and there's one entrance, there's two entrances. That gives us 3 rooms and a corridor on this story of the house. Wow, yeah, we can totally work with that. We can absolutely, definitely work with that. And down here, I honestly think that I'm gonna utilize this entire area as like a public room. At first, I wanted the entirety of the council build to be a library, and I think we can still do that. We can like place a ton of bookshelves in this half, which really, if you're gonna have decorative bookshelves, you better have them somewhere around here where you don't really have anything functional. Except that then they will be like right next to the entrance right here, and I don't want that to happen either, because our entrances are generally like separated from the book areas pretty nicely. I don't know. Let's go grab some bookshelves from somewhere, and I'm thinking that we'll be good to go. Cowboy, did you come to a wrong place right now? Although, honestly, what am I even doing with this letter? I have an entire room full of librarians, and though I'm pretty sure none of them have the... Well, yeah, because of them, because I've been re-rolling them like crazy, none of them actually have bookshelf trade. Wow, I did not think that that would ever backfire on me. 12 bookshelves is all I could afford with all of my leather supply. Wow, do I need a cow farm nowadays. But, at the same time, check this one out. We have like a wall and a fully separated cabinet in here. Well, not cabinet. Cabinet is a thing, a drawer. This is a study. And studying we shall do. This wall, by the way, is still not big enough to fit my map of the server, so that's a little bit of a sad. But it truly is big enough for me to maybe fit like my collection of my own newspapers or something like that. Honestly, I think this area would be great for the desk to be at, because we have windows right next to it, so it will be supposedly really nice here every now and again, in the morning and in the day. And we won't have to burn candles all the time. As if we did. But you know, you get the point, It's for realism. Trying to build the house the way it would have been built in real life. And speaking of, that actually brings me to one other thought that I've noticed. And that is that when you are downstairs and you go up the stairs and you see this wall, there is just a little sliver of a cognitive dissonance that hits you. And it's kind of frustrating, because, check this out, the reason you get the cognitive dissonance is because there is not a wall, like this wall, right here, the one that's upstairs. Because it's there and it's massive and it's like a corridor one, your mind instantly thinks that there should be a wall like that downstairs. But there isn't. There's not even support pillars. And now that I added support pillars, you realize that this is also super inconvenient, because now this wall will be right in the way because of the way that this entrance is placed. And I don't feel like moving this entrance, mind you. So what I'll have to do maybe is create this as a separate support structure, just, you know, for it to be there, to be a tiny bit more realistic, to have this, to basically solve this problem of you like walking upstairs and being like, wait a second, this can't be here, this is way too big and way too heavy. But at the same time, this is Minecraft, and I don't know guys, you tell me in the comments down below whether or not you actually get this feeling as I walk you through, because I do get it, and I'm on the server, and usually, as once again Jessie pointed out when we were collabing, a lot of things look differently here on the server as opposed to in a video. And if it looks nice in a video, I'm honestly kind of okay with that. I'm not picky. I'm fine living in a mediocre build as long as it looks nice on camera. which is awfully big words for somebody who's been living in a freaking shack this whole time, in a swamp. Check this out. I'm pretty sure that's a really nice separator wall. Doesn't get too in the way. And also it creates a visual border between the library side and the entryway side. That's down here. I dig it. But now we reach a different bit of problem. A problem that's not an issue down here because, well, we got like bookshelves and a desk and the walls themselves are really, really nice. But on the second story, as soon as we come here, you will notice these large chunks of the same material. And it all looks super plain and super dull. So I got basically 2 to 3 ideas on how to break down the visual. Now look, this here looks perfectly good. I love it. It's great. We're breaking down the brown with the gray, and we're breaking down the red with the brown. It's cool. This wall is good. I like it. But this here, not so much. The reds and the browns and the the grays, they do go fairly okay here. But the absolute disaster is here, because this is actually the middle of the house. So that red stripe, that's the middle. Not exactly, but approximately. It's on this side too, but this side is my study. I will figure it out later. I basically have no idea how to make this look nice. My only idea is to kind of cover it with a giant painting. But only because I have like no other clues as to how to do that. And it will look super terrible if I do. Honestly, even if I add a painting, that will be a bit of trouble. So, I basically just bought the entirety of red wool from the wool shop. Then, yeah, I just took the whole shulker box and replaced it with a shulker box with diamonds in it. And I thought to myself, yeah, 2 things that I can definitely use to break this. Red banners and obviously red carpets. Because the floor, yeah, this milk chocolate has to go. We need to do something more interesting with it. Sadly, we won't be even able to hide any lighting under the carpet. Because, well, yeah, the floor is also the ceiling. This building is so not up to code. Consider the following. Curtains. So, good news, this room is actually looking pretty sweet. This down here is looking pretty sweet as well. I added some trapdoored bookshelves. We have this shelf, that shelf, we have a desk in the middle. We have the stairway, obviously, and this corridor, this wing at the very least, looks so cool. I love it. The problem, of course, is that this is not the room we were working on. We're supposed to work on this one! This one here, and that's not gonna happen, because I spent all of my time instead working on this area, which, yeah, by the way, I don't know what these are called, but I love them and I'm making them everywhere as a way of decorating the wall. Look at this, by the way. Check this out. Do you really mind that this wall is red and this one isn't? Because I look at this and I kinda don't. I really don't mind it, although the red really does look more royal. I was considering, by the way, blocking off the red here using trapdoors, because, well, trapdoors, they're super cool and they're very useful when you want to block off some sort of a material. And I'm against it. I just don't want this texture repeating itself over and over again. Another option would be to actually just place blocks out here, but that would remove the contrast in depth between this and this pillar. So I'm just leaving it like this for now, at the very least. Leave your suggestions in the comments. I will be listening to everyone. And I maxed out this area. So 1 room here, 1 room there, as we already agreed. Now, inside of this, I actually already did some work, but it's only like the work desk with a lectern hidden in it. It's okay, it's fine, I like it, but I don't know, it could have been better. Now, this little chamber here is also very interesting, in that I want to seclude a part of the room into an area, right? Like this area here, I want it to be like a room within a room. And that sounds really, really stupid. But here's why I want it here. Here's why, guys. And just, no, I'm not going to silk that shovel. Because I need to put this map somewhere, alright? And this map is basically 15 to 16 blocks wide. So I don't really have any space for it to go to. And what I decided to do instead is I decided to maybe wrap it around a pillar. So it occupies the space around the pillar in a way. So you can still use it as a map, and it's still usable, but it's like on 3 different dimensions. So it's like on this wall, on this wall, and on this wall. And coincidentally, this is like 4. That is like 4, so that gives us 8. And plus 7. So 8 plus 7 is 15. Yeah, 15. We can work with 15. So let's try moving them up, because that's always fun. I'm joking, of course. It's miserable. Every single time. See, the trick here ultimately is to just dump all of your inventory into somewhere, except for the hotbar. Because reasons. And then, once your inventory is sparkling clear, you just kind of punch, and it instantly goes into this slot. So we're gonna do it line by line, because it's gonna fill in exactly the way I will be applying it back, and we shouldn't get confused, at the very least, if we're doing this properly. But then again, this is me we're talking about, so I can always get confused, guys. Well, I gotta hand it to it. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. That's it. I gotta hand it to it. It's not perfect. It prevents me from right-clicking anywhere because, yeah, I keep rotating the maps. It's not even the full map, by the way. It's not even half of it. Look at it. Oh, I can't look at it. Now look at it. Most of the map is... Okay, some of the map is still out there. The only areas that actually fit into this room, because of how, like, not tall it is, well, are the community areas, the Revive, and Silent Whisperer's base, which is honestly fine by me. My own base is on the corner, which is not the best, but I can deal with that. And some stuff on this side is still cut off, because 3 or 4 maps were left on the, crying out loud, Zloy, on the edge. Yeah, there's 3 or 4, so can't really reach all of it, but I'm still pretty happy because this is the best that this map could have turned out, to be completely honest. It's so big that I'm surprised that I even could fit it all in here. Well, fit as much as I did. Also, you can kind of come inside, and I was pondering to whether or not I should put more of the map on the inside as a little bit of a way to continue it. But there's a little bit of a quirk to the way Bedrock Edition item frames work. I cannot place an item frame on this side, right next to this one. So creating, basically, I can only do this. And that won't be convenient, and it's super frustrating, so I will not be doing that. I will not be putting more of the map on the inside, nor can I create a map on the floor, because item frames on Bedrock Edition cannot be put on the floor, robbing me of like a lot of interior design possibilities. But other than that, I'm quite happy with what we got. I feel we did well with what we have to work with. And I'm quite happy with how this wing of the mansion, the council build, turned out. We have the library, we have the little corridors, we have this area, very nice and cozy. Could use some more detail, maybe I will eventually add it just by living in here. But that's just the thing, I can actually live in here now, and that's absolutely glorious. So, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been Zloyxp. This has been Truly Bedrock. To be continued. Have a good one. What was that?